slightest bit of effort he puts forward, she's like, oh, he cares. Like, he got her this book, and I'm like, okay, you can't buy a book and then become a parent. And she's like, oh, it is Bella's favorite. And at one point he goes, it's the only book I ever memorized. Anyway, here's something I want from you.
Pretty much. He's like, and I also got her a bear. Fuck you, Lucas.
But then the next day we're at school, and this is when Mia, like, comes up to Lucas and sits on his lap and is like, cheerleader delivery, which I was uncomfortable with.
I hate it so much.
Here I am, a package for your enjoyment.
And then Jane comes over and, like, takes her aside and is like, girl, get out of this relationship, please. But he's terrible.
I still think it's kind of valid still for Mia to be mad at Jane. Like, I'm sorry, you lost your right to lecture me when you completely abandoned me when I got pregnant.
Yeah. Seriously.
Just because Jane's not wrong doesn't mean Mia is also wrong towards Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Mia is wrong for being in this relationship, although it's, like, understandable that she wants to be and, like, the reasons why. But, like... What the fuck, Jane?
Yeah.
I want to know the story behind this. I want to know what happened.
I mean, she was probably a scared child, and, like, the social pressures of, like, oh my god, 13-year-old mom, and so she was like, that's a bad thing. But still, I mean, it's still, like, well, how long was Mia going to Lakehurst with her before going to Degrassi, and there's still no contact.
Isabella was like a full-on child when she went to Degrassi.
Yeah, so how long was Mia, like, alone and friendless at Lakehurst? Like, she's built up some resentment.
Yeah, totally.
It's valid.
But then the next scene, the whole Nelson Simpson family and Sean are all, like, eating breakfast and hanging out.
And they're so cute.
What do you mean the whole family? I did not see the dog once in that scene.
Well, we heard him before.
But, like, Spike is back, and she's like, I really missed this. And I was like, I did too.
Oh, yeah, I have, like, Spike, big-ass feather earring, just, like, casually. I just remember that's, like, a total, like... I knew a mom who was really short with bleach blonde hair who had the big, giant, colorful earrings. It's taking me back.
And then they start talking about how, like, Snake needs to get in shape or something. They're talking about the food.
No. Oh, yeah. And then Mr. Simpson goes, don't you have any other friends you want to see? And Sean goes, nope. And you can hear Jay's heart breaking.
Well, first Sean is like, I mean, I can train you. Like, well, yeah, let's do it. And he's like, wait, no, don't you have any other, friends you want to see? Like, somebody, he literally says, somebody at the garage.
Sean's like, nope, what are you talking about? And, like,
no, let me train you.
Okay, do you remember that episode in The Fairly Odd Parents where Timmy wishes to be a girl on accident and he becomes friends with Trixie? Yeah. And Trixie, she's like, well, I don't need this anymore. And she rips the photo in half of her best friend.
Yes, and then she, like, collapses to the ground.
Ah! Like it's a Horcrux.
It's like that.
That's what I imagine is happening to Jay.
Oh, poor Jay.
Good thing he has Manny, right, guys? Oh, shit, I forgot.
Too harsh, Allegra.
Oh, and he's 11 again. Now he doesn't know any of his friends' names.
Oh, it just occurred to me. Maybe no phones on the table, because sometimes it interferes and has feedback.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's where my notes are.
That's okay.
Whatever, it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. I just wanted to make sure, because I've been burned before.
Ooh. But then we're with Lucas and Mia, and I don't remember what... Oh, yeah, so they had previously arranged to, like, have a date night, and then Mia comes over with Isabella, and she's like, yay, we're here, and he's like, oh, you brought her? And she's like... I
thought this was supposed to be a date night.
Yeah, and she's like, well, she's gonna be asleep, like, really soon, and then we'll have a date night, and he's like... if I knew this, like, I'd be hanging out with my friends right now or something. And then he's like, and then Johnny DeMarco, like, starts texting him, and he's like, see, this is Johnny. Like, I think I'm going to go out. And Mia's like, so you're going to leave and we're just going to hang out here without you? He's like, yeah, perfect, babe. I'll be back in, like, an hour and a half. Great.
It's so shitty.
He's garbage. And also, it wasn't that he was like, well, if she's going to be here, I might as well go out. It's that he literally made plans. Like, she was like, well, she'll be asleep, like, in, like, however long. And he's like, yeah, but by then we're going to go out with Johnny and, like, the other guys. It feels weird coming out of my mouth just saying Johnny. But, like, yeah, he's like, well, then we're going to go out. And she's like, wait, what? Like, you made other plans, like, on our date night? Like, it's just very hypocritical and stupid.
No, yeah, it's definitely like hey, like Mia's thought was, okay, he wants to spend some quality time with me. I'll bring Isabel over so we can like have a little bit of family time, put her to bed, kids go to bed super early, and then he and I can hang out. And his brain was, I'm gonna have my girlfriend come along with me while I hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
I hate those guys.
It's terrible. So, and then he leaves. So then the next day at school, they're like in class again, and then after class, Lucas comes up to Mia and is like, I'm sorry. And is this when he gives her a gift, probably?
He gives her a bracelet, and he puts it on with all of her other bracelets, and then she tosses off that bracelet.
But, like, good aim just getting off the one. But, yeah, it's a tacky bracelet, which is pretty much par for the course for Lucas. But he's so that guy that, like, fucks up and gives you a present.
And then she's like, and he's like, let's make it up. Like, let's hang out tonight. La, la, la. And then she's like, okay. It's terrible.
Honestly,
does he say that there's a party, or does he just say, let's hang out?
He says the three of us bring Isabella.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
It boggles the mind how stupid and selfish this boy is. Like, it shouldn't.
He's the worst.
If Mia was doing this with anybody else, like if there was another douchebag who's like, no, I'll totally be there to help, like, be a male figure for your daughter, but then it acts like a douchebag, I would be like, this is absolutely the worst. There's like just that thin line of understanding and sympathy for her because it is like legitimately the father of her child.
Yeah.
I think if it was anyone else, she wouldn't take the bullshit.
No.
Yeah.
Like, because I think when she was dating JT, she was very upfront about the fact that she had a child and that they're a package deal. And he was like, okay, yeah, I get that.
But JT was good.
Yeah.
He was a good person.
So,
he was like, I would love to spend time with your child.
Otherwise, she was very, like, upfront and, like, made it very clear to the person, like, this is part of the deal. But because it's Lucas, it's like everything's going to the wind because she has, like, a weird history with him.
Do you know what my next note is?
Yes.
Wow, memories.
So the next scene, Sean and Snake walk into the school gym, and then Sean is like, wow, memories.
Good read, Sean. Like, wow. Wow, Daniel Clark just fucking killing it.
He, like, does not move his lips in this episode. Like, if you want to know how Sean, delivers all of his lines, just talk normally, but without moving your lips.
It just is all out of his throat. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. And then we start doing a training montage. She says things like, if it hurts, it works. And
then we have, like, a lot of Stefan just mugging. Like,
yeah.
ooh,
yeah, it's very weird, especially when, like, the yoga ball is involved.
Anytime the yoga ball's involved, it's a problem. And then he's doing, like, burpees without the jump at the end, and he's just like, I can't do sit-ups, it's fine, whatever. It's just super weird.
It's almost as weird as the Raditch, like, workout scene, but not as funny.
They could have had better music for that. They should have had, like, sexy girl music.
Considering how much good music is in this episode, they could have afforded, like, a way better workout song.
Yeah. Seriously. Speaking of the music, then the next scene, Mia arrives to... is it at his house?
Yeah.
Mia arrives at Lucas's house, and only to find that an entire house party is occurring at the house. I'm like, yeah, great. Let's bring a child to a house party. This is a good idea.
Okay, so it's weird that he was like, no, this is totally fine, but also, like, tracks because he's dumb. But, like, all right, I'm just confused about the timing because she gets there and it's, like, a full-blown, like, full-swing rager. But, like, what time does that child go to bed? Like, 8 p.m. tops? So it has to be, and she's, like, not ready for bed yet, so it has to be, like, 6 or 7. How long have they been partying in this house for?
I don't know, maybe since after school.
Listen, Lucas may be a dirtbag, but he knows how to throw a fucking party. All right? Like, people are there and already raging, having a good time. Great fucking playlist. Like, maybe this is what Lucas puts all of his energy into, just being the really good party guy.
But did it start at, like, 4 p.m.?
Probably.
I mean,
Are
yeah.
they, like, partying
after
with the light
detention?
out? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it was right after detention, and people know that, hey, when it's a Lucas party, it's a good party, so you can show up when it's still daytime, and you know you're going to have a good time.
Maybe it's like, so they can be like, oh, I'm going to Lucas's house after school to study, but it's actually a party, and you can get away with it, and then, like, come home later and be like, I had dinner there, going to bed now, bye. Maybe it's, like, very strategic.
I mean, like, Spinner and Jane show up at a normal time, right as red jumpsuit apparatus is playing. And
Yeah.
Spinner's like, where are the eligible tops in the room? Except
So she gets there and she's like, what's going on? He's like, no, it's fine. Like, we're going to party like rock stars. And I'm like, totally, dude.
Radical. No, I think his exact line, I wrote down because it's so crazy, is when the cat's away, the mice will party like rock stars. What?
although, if we're being
Totally,
serious,
dude. Party like a rock.
given everyone who's probably partying at Lucas's house, Jane is the only eligible top at that party.
So it works out.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know what song is playing in the background here, but it sounds like
All-Time
Academy is-esque. No, like, initially.
Okay.
The first song is probably, yeah.
And then we cut back to school with a weird transition scene of, like, the front of Degrassi with two children making out on the steps and nobody else is there. I didn't understand
Like,
why
who
that
shot
was
this fucking
necessary.
B-roll?
They do, like, weird in-between shots where it's, like, 2 seconds of, like, just people standing in front of Degrassi to, like, establish. But there's always, like, a weird thing happening.
But it was like, did you... Like, they were just making out on the steps. Like, how awkward would it be to, like, film that? Like, from very far away and be like, action!
All right, we
Start
hired
making out in front of the school.
We hired these
on
two
a Tuesday
children
night.
extras.
But why are they there? Like, it's nighttime. Nobody's there. It's not like they're, like, making out after school or whatever. Like, did they stop? Did they go there specifically for this reason?
To make out in the well-lit front stairway in Degrassi? I don't understand.
Well, it's Canada. Maybe it got dark really early, and these are people still, like, milling around after, like, after-school activities.
I don't know, man. They're just sitting there, though. Okay.
I don't know.
Weird.
Anyway, so then
fucking
we're back
weird.
in the gym, and Sean starts pushing Snake very hard, and it's clearly he's having a breakdown, and he's like, you gotta do it! You have to be perfect, or else you die! Nah! And
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, Shawnee.
Oh, poor Sean.
Based on the words he is delivering, not the expressions he's
Yeah. And then he parkours up the stairs.
And leaves, and Snake's like, wait, Sean, let's talk about this. And he's like, no, bye! Parkour.
Like, I literally didn't put... Like, my only notes for that scene was Sean BB. But,
And then we're back at the party, and then this is when All Time Low is playing.
And so Mia is basically like, this is a terrible idea and I should leave. And he's like, put the baby to bed and, like, you used to be fun and party. And she's like, well, I do want to party, which, like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
So she agrees for some reason to
he
just, like,
bats his eyes and strokes his gross chin strap.
I
And
hate
she's
that chin
charmed.
strap. Like, what? Mia, get it together. So yeah, she puts the baby to bed, and then All Time Low is playing for some reason.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
But then we're back at the Nelson Simpson house, and Snake and Sean are talking, and I don't really remember a lot of it, but Sean's like, I'm a good soldier, and Snake is like, yeah, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're, like, one of the best ones. Like, I know you're having a hard time, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember a lot of the conversation because I was just staring at Daniel Clark actively not blinking to try to cry.
I was just like, you know, Sean probably likes to stand next to Spike when it comes to, like, like any sort of family photo situation. Just because, like,
Everyone's so much taller than him.
But it's like a moving scene, and they hug, and he's like, thanks, and it's very sweet because Snake has always been kind of a father figure to Sean, too, and he's like, I'm here for you, dude.
Where's Tracker?
I was literally like,
He's
I
like,
was
he
trying
moved
to
away to, like,
remember
do...
his name. I was in my notes. I'm like, where's Sean's? And then there was a long pause of like Thrasher, Taser, like. But I'm just like, yeah, because. But that's like later because Sean's like, you're the people I'd want to come back to. I'm like, okay, so where are the oil fields? Like, is Tracker even still there?
Tracker. Does Tracker know that
Sean's in the army at all?
I don't know if he does.
I don't know how their relationship has been since Tracker left and Sean, like, stayed, and then Sean went back to his parents for a bit, and that could have put even more strain on his relationship with Tracker, because Tracker, like, so